on cars, and today I am with my buddy Joe again. He's making his third appearance on GemmyD on Cars in 2018 already, but his car is for sale. It is a 2016 Volkswagen Golf R. Now this car, and what we've been talking is, I've been sort of comparing this to the Civic Type R that I drove last year, and this car is a lesson in subtlety compared to the Civic Type R. There's only a few things that differentiate this from a regular GTI, so we can talk about that right now. You have the wheels and the black mirror caps, right? The front and rear bumpers are different, which I think it lends to the subtlety, but it has a silver trim on the front compared to the red in the GTI. The only thing Joe has done is he's blacked out the Volkswagen logo here. You can see the back bumper is new and different for the R also, and so are the exhaust tips, which I think look really good. I'm a big fan of the oval tips compared to the circles. Yeah, Joe said the aftermarket exhaust for this car are circles, but I like the look of the ovals. Now this car is a 2-liter turbo 4 with 292 horsepower, 280 foot-pounds of torque. The 0 to 60 is like 4.5, which is seriously quick for a car, you know, of this size and stature. But I love the blue. So the color is lapis blue or lapis blue, we don't know, but I really like it. I've become more of a fan of blue cars over the years, but this is a really good example. So Joe, in the cars that we've driven, you know, you're looking for more space, but what initially brought you to this car in particular?
Well, even though I'm looking for more space, this car is pretty practical, considering the performance you get. Like, I don't think there's many cars out there that you can get the 0 to 60 time like you're talking about, 290 horsepower. All-wheel drive was important for me with our winters out here. And the back seat really isn't bad for fitting 4 people in. You got decent leg room. Not a ton of leg room. It's not a big 5 Series BMW.
Right.
But it's really not bad.
Yeah, you know, we've joked about it's like a college kid car, but it's really not when you look at sort of the luxury on the inside, because I think the interior is really nice. Once again, it's subtle, you know, to go with the overall package of the car. But yeah, this is it's kind of an automotive sleeper in the segment it's in, you know, with cars like the Type R. So you have the cars like the Focus RS, which is all about performance. I mean, the Honda Civic Type R is, you know, in-your-face styling, but it has the performance also, but just crazy. You know, every single angle of the car was thought about and exaggerated compared to this car. I mean, this car doesn't have a wing. You know, Joe took the R badge off the rear trunk just so it has a nice clean look. I mean, it's not shouty in your face at all, which is typical of the overall package of the car. Another cool feature about this car is this is the handle to open up the hatch, but when he puts it in reverse, the camera pops out. I'll overlay my video on top of it, but that's a nice little feature that, again, it lends to the subtlety of the car. I mean, there's no visible camera when I'm just looking at the car. But the exhaust, Joe was saying it's a valved exhaust, and explain that a little bit.
Yeah, so the inner 2 exhaust tips are where all the exhaust flows out of.
Yeah, this one here and this one.
And then the outside ones open at, I guess, certain RPM or depending on your throttle input.
Sort of
there's a race mode in the car, which basically just makes it louder by opening them sooner, I think.
Right. Yeah, because when the valves are open, you can hear, you know, it'll give you the most sound. But yeah, it has sort of like the black trim on the bottom, and it has the nice little fins of the diffuser. We were sort of talking that's another feature that's kind of subtle. You know, some cars would have a fin in the middle here, but this one does not, which I think it looks pretty good. Alright, so we're on the inside of the R now. Now, this car continues with the theme of the subtlety, but I really like the steering wheel. You know, it's got I said to Joe, the little black accents, which are all throughout the car here. 6-speed manual. It's got 3 different race modes. You can go between different driving modes, rather, normal, race, and individual. And he was saying, like, in individual you can kind of go between each part. I mean, engine, sport, and normal. Talk about the how it pipes sort of fake noise in here.
Yeah, there's you can see the interior engine sound is something that you can adjust between normal and sport, so it makes it louder if you put it in sport mode.
All right.
Which, as soon as I realized that there was fake sound, I had to disconnect that, so it's not connected in this car, but it sounds kind of like a 6-cylinder almost.
Yeah.
It's like really throaty.
Or is that just like a fuse that you disconnected, or?
There's like a little module under the hood, under like a panel. There's a little module up by the windshield that I just disconnected it.
Mm-hmm. It looks like, you know, every other GTI, but it has the nice touches. And there's the white stitching on the wheel, and there's white stitching on the seats too. The other cool thing at night is it has sort of like a nice blue light here on the door and in the instrument cluster there in the middle. And then there's some down the door sills, right?
If you open your door.
Oh yeah, you can see it right here. Which I think that's a nice touch. I know, different car, but I know like all Mercedes have that ambient lighting, and you can change it to like a million different colors, which I think it's a nice touch. But yeah, this car feels luxurious, and it feels nicer than a normal GTI. I mean, when I drove Alex's GTI last year, that was a 2013, and that was nice. But this just feels more upscale, which it should, because it's, you know, the top of the line GTI. Joe has 2 kids, so his kids sit in the back, and it's enough space. I mean, sure, he'd like to have more space in the trunk, which is why he's looking for another car, but it's adequate, you know, for his needs. So, all right, we're gonna take this out on the road, and we'll see what it's like. All right, so I did install John's car, and I don't. Oh, that's nice.
You can feel the thing disengage.
Yeah,
grabs,
yeah.
and then let's go.
So that was a success. Alright, so this is the first car, the stick car that I've driven since John's car.
It's kind of cool. It tells you, like, you see the little 2 there?
Yeah.
So it's saying that you're in second.
Okay.
And if, like, you started going faster, so you'd say it was like at like 3,000 RPM or something, it would tell you to shift to third.
Huh.
Best economy.
Ah, okay.
It has this like weird.
But this is an R. They shouldn't care about economy.
Yeah, that's weird.
This is a really nice clutch.
It's not real heavy, but you can definitely feel.
Yeah, it's not too light, but not like, I'm sure, like a Mustang would be like 50, like you're stepping on 50 pounds.
I learned on my dad's '66 Corvette.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that was pretty heavy.
I can imagine. Well, if you learned on that, then you'd be good with anything.
Yeah.
These seats are very nice too. I mean, it like definitely hugs you. It's funny how you never, like, the first time I like did the clutch in this car, and I feel like I got it. Like I already got it.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
When I drove this car, I compared it to like a regular A4 at the same time. And then like I just felt like I was coming from a Subaru Outback,
Right.
which was huge, and I was like so bored with the CVT, and I was like, I want something sporty, and the A4 just felt kind of like soft compared to this. And this has just like very responsive steering, and
Well, this car.
compared to the A4 from like 4 years ago.
Well, I understand what you mean. Where this car is like an all-arounder, but it has the performance too. You know. I said to Joe when we were driving over to the park that the handling or the suspension feels firm, but not too firm. It just feels kind of right. It feels right. Yeah, I love the steering wheel. It just feels so nice.
It's the one thing I don't care for in that BMW compared to this.
Yeah.
Just step back.
That's true.
Although this one's not heated.
But I think you'd rather have a better looking one than the heated, right?
Probably.
Yeah, this is really nice. The shifter is nice, as nice as I thought it would be. The handling is nice. The sound too. Joe and I were talking about sound. Like, I have a car that has no sound, and already You can tell that this does. Alright, so I was in 5th gear, just a little pull, and that's where you can feel the torque. That was nice.
You can definitely tell it's a turbo car.
Yeah.
Just give it a second and it'll kick in.
If you can deal with a half a second of it's who cares? I mean, it's
But
fine.
it's not like it does nothing. You can still drive it, even though you've got that lag. It's just the main power, really.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like you get on the gas and it's like 2 seconds and then you go. Oh, that sounds so good. Like when Will was sitting in the backseat of John's car, he said it sounded so good. Like when John was on it, and you can tell that this car is similar.
And if you put the back seat down, like fold them flat,
Yeah,
it makes it
better,
a lot louder in the front.
Yeah, that's adequate. That'll work.
Doesn't make getting on the highway easy.
Oh, that's so weird. I still have. I've never. This is the second car that has a 6th gear. I was always so used to.
I was wondering why you were.
Yeah, that was.
6.
That's like my brain doesn't tell me to do it because I was so not used to it. All right, so I'm going 70. I'm in 6th gear. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, you don't have to shift.
No, not at all. I mean, if I would go up into 5th, I would be gone. I just stepped on it, you'd be gone.
What's the peak torque, like 1900 or something
Yeah.
like that?
Oh, you could definitely tell. That's awesome. That's all you want out of a car is to do that. And it's a 6th gear, torquey.
That was always my problem with my S2000 when I had it.
Yeah.
Is at the time I was commuting into Baltimore and stop and go, and there's stop and go on the highway, and you're just constantly shifting.
Yeah.
So you have enough power to get between cars.
Is it you had to be like above 3 grand like before it would do anything, or you just
Honda?
always searching for a
You
gear?
need to be in like 5,000 RPM before it was anything there.
Alright, so this is going to wrap up my time with the Volkswagen Golf R. It was so nice. I knew it was going to be nice, but just the torque is what I keep having in my head. But such a sweet car. You could tell that it's definitely an all-arounder, and it kind of, the subtlety of the performance and the looks is what really makes this car great. I mean, you have, I can't imagine Joe with a Type R. It's so shouty. It's so not the car, or not, doesn't fit him, but this car I think fits him perfectly. Now, he has this car for sale on cars.com, but I think he might do an eBay listing or Car Guru. So check the links in the description below to buy this car. If you're watching this car, this could be yours. So buy it. So hope you enjoyed this video. I had a great time with this one. Check out all the other videos I got. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell to be notified when I post my new videos, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.
It don't take too much to love me, but a chase of trust and coffee. As the spotlight burns like mama, that hurts. I have faith there's more above me. Woo!